Hi everyone and welcome to Business Globe. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the business stories from around the world. First up, merger of IDFC Financial Holding Corporation and IDFC First Bank will reduce the securities premium account of the bank. Moreover, this merger is expected to create a strong financial institution that can better serve its customers and shareholders. It will also help streamline operations and reduce cost. But IDFC First Bank stock has been under pressure in the near term. After the announcement, the stock has fell 23% in the last 3 months, but it fell 4% on Tuesday just after the merger was announced. Moving on, Dream11 has become the new lead sponsor for the Indian cricket team. Replacing Byju's, the company had bagged this right at a whopping amount of rupees 358 crore, which was much lesser than what Byju's had paid. The news, Maruti Suzuki sales increased by 2% in June, reaching 15,90,418 units. Utility vehicles sales including Brezza, Grand Vitara, Etriga surged over two-folds to 43,404 units. On the other hand, Kia India on Saturday said its domestic wholesale declined by 19% to 19,391 units in June this year. But the company dispatched 24,024 units to the dealers in June 2022. Apple has become a $3 trillion company for the second time in its history, as the consumer continue to snap iPhone despite the cost of living crisis. In the other news, Sir Richard Branson's rocket business Virgin Galactic has successfully carried its first paying customer toward the space, nearly after 2 decades of the company was founded. Foreign portfolio investors have pumped 47,148 crore in the Indian equity in June this year, making it the highest inflow in 10 months. Enthused by the country's steadily improving microeconomic fundamentals. GST collection rose by whopping 12% to over 1.61 lakh crores in June this year. This is the 4th time that the gross GST collection has crossed the 1.60 lakh mark since the rollout of the indirect tax regime 6 years ago. The Financial Minister attributed the increase in GST collection to the buoyancy in economic activities and the rise in tax rate on certain goods and services. In other news, markets are saying that the US economy could tip into recession early next year. Bank of America CEO, Vanguard economist and JP Morgan Chase economist all believe that there is a high probability of recession in the coming year. These economists cite a number of factors for their prediction, including rising inflation, rising interest rate, and the war in Ukraine. The Supreme Court also shut down the President Biden student loan forgiveness program. The program would have allowed up to $20,000 of student loan debt to be forgiven. The Supreme Court ruled that the program was unconstitutional because it exceeded the presidential executive rule authority. Finally, EV startup Oben Electric had raised rupees 40 crore in an extended pre-series A round. The company will use the fund to scale up its production capacity and meet the demand for its electric motorcycle Roche. Oben Electric had so far raised rupees 88 crore of funding. For today's news roundup, thank you for watching, and I would really appreciate it if you could like this video. This was Tariq on your screen.